All right, relatives. So the feed is getting down. The feed is getting cut every time we try to show. Everyone else's feed except mine. This is a straight down aerial shot. This was 40 minutes ago. Right there, the equipment is on fire. The Dakota Access Pipeline equipment is on fire. On this far side, there's also, they cut off the bridge on the far side. This is a desecration site right here where the Dakota Access Pipeline desecrated the area. We're going to continue to keep showing this footage as much as we possibly can, relatives. They're pushing them as far as they can out. So if you see two vehicles right there, what they're doing is they just came down. They just came down and they're chasing. They're chasing one of the photographers and the filmers that were actually filming. Nobody knew it at the time. So they started going down the road. And right there is where the second blockade is coming. And I don't think anyone realized what was going on at the time. The Dakota Access Pipeline security was coming down and they were trying to chase the guy that was flying the drone. The guy that's flying the drone, he's actually gone now. So we want to thank him for the footage that he provided us with to show you guys. He was gone. He was gone fast. He knew the risk, as well as all of us know the risk of taking photography of the police. This blockade is right here. Is a blockade. They went down this way and blocked the bridge to keep them from coming in. The camp is getting raided as well. Our people are trying to hold fast right now and protect that line. The BIA is also in the front line. They're farther up on the main bridge up on here. What you're witnessing right now, relatives, is a movement of all people, not just the indigenous people in this country, but people from around the world. People from around the world are there standing in solidarity. Morton County Police, I don't think they realize how much support the tribe has. The indigenous people are coming in from Bismarck as well. They were coming around. We saw a lot of people coming and standing in solidarity with the tribe. The indigenous people. So right here is another barricade. And if you're looking down, they're lining up right there. The helicopter is coming across. So there's a vehicle you're going to see and witness. It's going to come flying across, and it's going to be shooting after one of the photographers that was filming. So relatives, this is one of the hardest things to watch and witness as we are documenting what's going on. You want to participate as well and support your indigenous people. They're standing. We know there was a media blackout with Facebook over an exact area. So right here, they're barricading the area to keep them out. The police have broke through the line over here. Those are military vehicles on that side.
Do you want to show them the shotgun blast into the crowd?
Yeah, we're gonna go with this last footage. So what we're gonna show you in the last part, relatives, is that there's a vehicle that shoots down. Okay. We also have a shotgun blast one of the kids getting shot. So relatives, it's one of the hardest things that we are watching here and witnessing. A lot of the footage coming in from different filmers, myself as well. We just dumped everything off of here we could, and we're trying to show you guys everything that we witnessed. This is the camp of the Sacred Fire that was actually raided. And then what they specifically did was took down the Sacred Fire, the teepee where the
pretty crazy.
So they had a sweat lodge going as well, is what we were told, and they pulled the people out of there praying. The sweat lodge was live. They were actually in ceremony, and they pulled them out of the sweat lodge while they were praying, while they were in church praying. So this is again the front lines. The far side right here is again the dozer. Let's see if we can get it farther there. So relatives, there was multiple drones in the air as well as their drones. There was multiple drones in the air. And what they're doing is they're walking forward. The people are being resilient, and they're standing there and they're getting arrested at the same time. If you can see, they're shooting right there at the drone. Wow, he didn't say he saw that, but they're shooting at the drone. They're pointing at it. Mind you that the crowd is on this side. So on the far end, down here, relatives, they have buses, as far as you can see, with more equipment and more officers going down there. So the other footage we'll show you guys from one of the people is right here. As we're getting footage in, we're getting people dropping off footage, so we're just taking from many of the journalists that were out there. So there's another act. That's another bridge that's being lit on fire to keep the army and the National Guard, not the army, the National Guard and the police from coming through, which they're pushing through with their big equipment, and they got tractors and they've been squirting it down with water. So there's two front lines.
It was important to hold the bridge, as if they didn't, the police would have just surrounded everyone and off to jail. Everyone would have went. So it was very important that they kept that bridge intact.
Relatives, this is the sacred sites that they're driven all upon. This is the sacred site that were desecrated. While this was going on, Dakota Access Pipeline continued their work. They continued working the whole time this was going on. They didn't stop their dozers. They didn't stop laying pipe. They didn't stop doing their work. They continued to do their work. Again, I want to let you guys know that the drone operator who was flying the drone knows that it was an FAA ban to fly in this area, but also we know that the land is no longer Dakota Access Pipeline Energy Transfer land. It has been basically confiscated for the desecration of Mother Earth. The land has been confiscated, as well as the air, water, and mineral resources. No longer will the land be desecrated. no longer. The original caretakers have taken back the land. The original caretakers of the land, as you're witnessing, are being pushed off. They're being pulled out of ceremony. They were in sweat when they came through and pulled their sweat down and actually tore down the teepee. So the far side relatives, I think this one right here was what you're going to witness is when the helicopter was chasing the buffalo off, and then also there was riders they were chasing and they were shooting at them. The buffalo are on the far side that they chased as well. The buffalo came in right through here, and then the helicopter shot straight across, and we actually filmed the helicopter doing it. Right there.
And there's two riders that are being chased, pursued by the police.
So right here, relatives, you're going to see. Watch the shots. They're being pursued by ATVs. And I don't think one of our relatives made it out. Oh, that's not. That looks like look like he did make it. He did make it out. What they're crossing is burial sites. Was what they're crossing.
SAKOWIN.
So they were weaponized shooting. Oh, do you see that? Look at that. Oh yeah, there's the ATV right there. So let's forward a little bit, fast forward, relatives. This is within the hour. What you're witnessing this is within the hour. This is within the hour that this has been happening. You're watching live footage within the hour. So we got multiple videos, multiple of the use. We know that they were banning any use of any type of media through there.
Yeah, we couldn't possibly have done any live feeds at the site because there was a media blackout across the whole area.
So we also showed that Facebook had actually put a media blackout of streaming live of what was going on there. This is the bridge back here. The bridge relatives were witnessed. There's the DAPL security. Again, this is sacred sites that they're on right here.
And there's the treaty camp
This is the treaty camp. This is the camp
that they raided.
They walked in through the camp, and they also tore down, again, the sacred teepee.
They tore down tents and they tagged up teepees with X's, I assume, to tear them down as well.
There's the DAPL security sitting over on the sacred site right up there. This is the sacred fire. These are a mass arrest that's happening right here. A mass arrest. You know, relatives, there was so much going on. It was hard to, I know it was hard for the relatives to pick and choose what they wanted to show, what they were seeing. But what they did is they took down the sacred tent, the teepee. They took down the sacred fire, and they took them out of sweat. They ripped them out of sweat. Right here, it looks like they're actually hitting somebody. They are hitting somebody. They are.
What?
Holy. Let me go back so you can see that. They were hitting somebody. This is right here is they are hitting somebody. This is what we thought was there. And then a few of them go jump in. Again, this is the sacred sites that were desecrated. We got DAPL, there's the DAPL equipment working as the whole thing is going on. So the buses are in the back and they're continuing to pull people forward. Here's the barricades they're dropping off, or the mass cars are actually, look like they're loading cars up. One of the officers, I want to show footage of the officer smiling and laughing as he was talking to another officer, and like they were just good old buddy chums. It just made me sick to my stomach to witness. What they're going to be doing is they look like they're going to be putting up barricades through the back. If you can see back here, this is the Dakota Access Pipeline. All the way in the back as far as you can see where their equipment, hey, they pulled forward during this. That's a Dakota Access Pipeline vehicle. Many of you guys have seen those in the videos actually. One of the hardest things, this is still happening as we're speaking, relatives. This is still going on right now. We're going to pull forward. Officers are still coming in.
Got all those vehicles.
Again, there's the Dakota Access Pipeline workers and their equipment. They're protecting their equipment with the police around them and the National Guard. They've laid the pipe all the way right there. The pipe isn't even that far from 1806. That's where the pipe is, relatives. There's all the equipment right there as far as you can see lined up along right here. This again is a desecration that they're on sacred sites. Right here you can see the sacred sites all through here. They've completely desecrated the sacred sites. And the tribe can show you exactly where these sites are as well. Before they desecrated the sites, this is where they jumped ahead on September 3rd, completely ahead. And the sacred sites, they're right here. They made a point to come here. They're working their way backwards. They jumped all their equipment ahead, and they're working their way backwards.
And those sacred sites are ancestral burial lands, as well as the rock formation that shows and depicts constellations. You know, very sacred to the Sioux Nation and irreplaceable, just totally obliterated.
Dude.
So they're going to move here and they're going to go to the camp. They're pushing all the way to the camp. Mindful that the people are in prayer as well. The people are in prayer the whole time this is going on. They haven't broken prayer the whole time. Both native and non-native relatives there. Those are military vehicles that you're seeing.
Humvees.
National Guard vehicles. Again, relatives, this is happening today, right now. This is a footage within an hour. You can see that people are standing right in front. They're in prayer, and they're getting pushed back. They're being sprayed. The police are also on the side. This is happening right now as we're speaking. They're still pushing them back, and they're pushing them to the reservation, is what we're told, is what they're saying. They're pushing them back off of their own homelands. They're pushing them back. Osheti Sakoi is their own homelands. They're being labeled as trespassers in their own homelands. They're following along the side, and they're continuing to corral. Relatives, take a moment to share. Take a second to share right now. Share everyone this video. I'm going to stop it for a second. Take the time right now to share. Share this and switch to another one. Wait.
One of our journalists.
So we got another journalist that's going to show some footage of what he witnessed with the shotgun blast. And as we're looking through many of the footage right through there.
Froze.
No, it's going. You got to click on. Where's it at? So we're getting ready to we got so much footage we shot. And here's the shotgun footage, relatives.
No, this wasn't it. Wasn't it?
Just place. Oh yeah. Just play the whole thing. Play the whole thing.
We're not allowing that to block the street. It's gotta go. Keep moving south. Keep moving to the south on the road. You can't stay on the road. You get in the truck, you're gonna get arrested.
Hey, you moving? Hey!
You're not locked into that truck. We're gonna move that truck. Move to the south.
What's the west flag? Just tell me when.
Move to the south. Go back to the south camp.
I know where it is.
So we're going to continue to show footage that we got from several photographers that came in.
This isn't it.
Okay, that's
It's
right.
only 6.
Kneel down, kneel down.
It's all good. Kneel down. Take this off.
A lot of this footage, relatives, it was extremely hard to witness and watch. Again, this is going on still right now. This hasn't stopped, and they're pushing back all the way to the camp. They're trying to say all the way to the reservation is what they were saying on the police.
I think this is it.
Away from the truck. We're not allowing that to block the street. It's gotta go.
Is this the one we just walked?
Keep moving south. Keep moving to the south on the road.
So we're gonna do a quick update here. With our, yeah, go ahead. Let's put on pause. Why is this it? Let it play. So what they're doing right here is pushing everyone back.
Keep moving to the south. 1806, go back to the south camp. Keep moving to the south. 1806, go back to the south camp.
You want me to do it?
You get off this, I'll be close.
So we're gonna do a quick update here. We got Dallas Goldtooth and can you let's get you over here real quick here. Can you give us an update on what you just witnessed today?
How about this? Is that better?
Okay.
Is that all right?
So yeah, any way you want, man. We've just been showing footage of the aerial.
Can you see me? Or is it,
From,
I'm
yeah,
blocked out?
you're fine. We've been showing footage of all the aerial and people getting shot, the shooting at the buffalo, the helicopter chasing them,
Yeah.
people getting shot with compressions, maced. Share with us a little bit about what you experienced.
So, yeah, you know, there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of different things that happen. I mean, you saw the footage of folks being pushed. You saw who the transgressors were in this situation. You saw who were the ones that were being violent. You saw who the ones that had the weapons. It wasn't us. All we had is our bodies and our prayers. And I think that they obviously had their purpose was to clear the camp, so they swept the camp. Up until like 15 minutes ago, the police were still moving ahead. Last word I had is up until about 10, 15 minutes ago, they were almost at the junction of County Road 134 and 1806. There were vehicles on fire. There was, I heard that one of the horses got hurt. One of the horses was hurt by whatever was shot at them, and that one of the horses possibly went down, and that the one of those riders was arrested. No clear number on how many arrests we have, unless you guys have that.
No, we just showed a mass arrest, probably around 40, 50 people.
Around in the camp?
They were in the camp in a circle.
Yeah. So it was always a plan. That was a coordinated plan that those are folks that were going to make a final stand there in the camp, locking arms. There were going to be a mass arrest there. There was about 40 people in that group. I did see another group of about 15 people that were huddled around Casey Camp, who was a respected elder, Ponca woman, that is a tribal council member of the Ponca Nation, as well as one of the representatives, THPO officer for Rosebud Sioux Tribe, got arrested, and they were holding a pipe. They had got done doing a ceremony, and so they decided that they wanted to stand their ground, and they got circled up and arrested. There are two crazy things. The one main thing is there was this incident. There was a Dakota Access worker was arrested by BIA officers, were detained by BIA officers. And as far as when I last checked in with BIA office, that he was given over to officials in Bismarck and was transported to the jail up in Bismarck. The story as it was told to me by a first-hand account is that first-hand account was that there was a white truck with a white male in it with an automatic rifle holding it up while he was driving, coming down from the action on 1806 towards the camp. Those at 80 miles an hour, there was another water protector that stepped up and chased him and basically rammed him into the ditch to stop him. When they incapacitated the truck, the driver got out with his gun and backed off from the truck and slowly retreated to the east of the road and made his way into a pond. And he had an automatic rifle. He was waving at people. And then at that point, we had some really freaking amazing water protectors, like folks from our camp who stepped up as negotiators to really calm him down so he doesn't hurt. He didn't hurt anybody. His truck was confiscated. We don't know by who, and it was moved up to County Road 134, and we don't know who, but somehow the car got lit on fire. I don't know how that happened, but that happened. But
Faulty wiring.
faulty wiring in the car. But before it was lit on fire, folks were able to go through the car, and in the glove box was written paperwork. This is a certificate of liability insurance, and it is the holder of it is Dakota Access LLC. So that employee,
So everyone can see it.
so the guy that jumped out of the car was brandishing a weapon and pointing it at people. It was an automatic with an automatic rifle. There's an employee of Dakota Access Pipeline.
Yeah, we go.
Got it, Myron.
Yeah.
For some reason my camera must
So,
be covered.
so what we know is he was chasing photographers with equipment that were filming them,
Ah,
and that's where he was chasing, and the water protectors actually tried to stop him farther up, and as the water protectors were leaving, the journalists, where they protected him, and that's when they ran him and protected him on both many levels.
yeah.
He went down to the side, and he was in pursuit.
He was in pursuit, and folks stopped him, and luckily no one got hurt. Luckily he did not shoot anybody. And how it ended is actually Bureau of Indian Affairs officers had caught wind. I don't know how folks let them know. They came in and actually apprehended him and arrested him. And I guess he's been sent up to Mandan, and what I assume is being booked up in Mandan with the rest of our water protectors who got arrested.
He might not even be being booked. He's a Dakota Access Pipeline worker. We'd have to see.
We don't. We have to.
he was.
We have to see what's up. We also have his ID card. I don't have it on me, but we have a photo of his ID card as well. No
You have a name?
No name given right at this point. There was no name on the ID card, and who the company that's insured is Knightsbridge Risk Management. So I believe that must be the security subcontractor for Dakota Access Pipeline. Knightsbridge Risk Management out of Springfield, Ohio.
Take a look at that here, for the world to see. That they've been in hiding this whole time, and they've been covering their face the whole time, and they've been harassing. And as you guys know, in Iowa, they've been doing the same thing. Can you give us an update on Iowa?
Our relatives at Mississippi Stan have been struggling to stop construction underneath the Mississippi River. Last I heard is that 2 days ago that Dakota Access did complete construction of the pipeline beneath the Mississippi River, but people there still stand committed to doing nonviolent direct action to halt construction beyond that. So, the resistance is alive and moving, and we stand strong, whether we're in North Dakota or Iowa or whether we're wherever we are. This is all indigenous lands, and we are still fighting to protect our rights as indigenous peoples. And we're all here on literally common ground and common water to protect the Missouri River, Mississippi River, and protect all water. So that's all I can give right now. But we're going to see how many arrests are made tonight. We have an amazing legal crew. If you can support, go to sacredstonecamp.org, and you can click on the fundraiser to support the Legal Defense Fund, because every one of the people that got taken into jail, we need to make sure that they're taken care of. So shout out to Red Owl Legal Collective, who are handling that, who are affiliated with the National Lawyers Guild. They're handling it down. So please support our Legal Defense Fund.
Oh, thank you. What should people do now?
Let's flood North Dakota, the governor's office. Let's talk about why, obviously, why $6 million of public money from North Dakota is being funneled into armed vehicles and into armored personnel carriers, is being funneled into bringing in National Guard members with armed weapons and Humvees. Like, why are we spending so much defending a multi-billion-dollar corporation when we're really here to fight and protect the water? Where's our priorities as a state? Mm-hmm. So contact your North Dakota elected officials, and contact the White House and President Obama to speak up on this issue. At any moment, the President of the United States, his administration, and the Army Corps of Engineers at any moment could revoke the permit, could listen to what tribes have been saying the entire time, and revoke that permit to cross underneath the Missouri River. And at any moment, they can at least order a full environmental impact statement. This pipeline is 1,200 miles long. 500,000 barrels of oil per day, and it has never once been evaluated for its impact on climate and the environment in its entire route. 1,200 miles long, they've breaking it up into thousands of little pieces and say we're going to only look at those little creek crossings, those little crossings of waterways, but we're not going to look at it overall. That's absurd. We need a full environmental impact statement. That would delay this whole thing by 2 years, and at least would put a lot of financial strain on this company. So that's what we're saying. Talk about it. Share this information. And just, if you're in the area, if you're capable of coming out, come out to Standing Rock. Stand with us. Help support the effort.
What does it look like tonight as they were coming across? Did they stop them at the second bridge?
As far as I know, they stopped. They're just at Highway 134. I don't know if they've crossed it.
Okay.
So
we need to go back and check that out to see how our
where they're
relatives
at.
are okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, brother. I'm glad
Much
you
love
made
to
it out
everybody.
there.
Yeah.
So we're going to get ready to show the other video of the young man who was shot, and then we're going to go check on our relatives again. And I want to thank you guys all for participating and sharing the message out there that this is happening today. So do we have it?
I think this is it. Yes.
Okay. So we're going to. We need to plug that in.
It's hanging.
The
Oh
map.
no, this isn't it. It's the next.
Yeah. So we got our tech guy on it. And as soon as we get this going, we're going to go off. We need you to share this message. It's important that this gets out there. We've had a full media blackout. At the time, all the live streams were going on there. Okay, so can you stop it? Can you, let's watch it. Let's watch the whole thing through. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this through, and then we're going to send it out to you guys. Okay, let's plug this in. Yeah, let's plug that in.
Oh, it just dropped.
So relatives, this is really guerrilla style. What we're doing here, we're shooting on iPhones, Android phones. We're taking DSLR video. We had drone pilots throwing in their drone footage, and they left. They did not want to be identified, so they're gone. So any of the photographers, that this is all anonymous. Everything that is being shown. Nobody wanted anyone to go to jail for it, because we know that Morton County Sheriff's Department is doing just that. So here's that footage right here. Okay, let's see. So where's the HDMI here? Okay. So we're gonna plug this in, and we're gonna show you guys on the big screen. Okay. Did this get turned off? All right, relatives, here we go. Okay. Okay. Let's go. This is gonna be live screen. Hold on, guys. I can't. Yeah. Kind of footage with the stomach.
On your big camera.
You're not coming to the South Dam. You're going to the South Dam.
The shotgun blast.
Oh. What are you doing, dude?
It stopped.
Oh. Hey. Okay, don't scroll through this play.
All right.
What we noticed was there was all non-native officers and only, I think, 2 black officers.
Get a shotgun arrest. Talk to them.
So that's what we got was 2. So through the footage, we got 2 non-native officers, they were all non-native officers, and only 2 black officers, and we did talk to them. We let them know that that Jesse Jackson was here, and we shared with them what he thought of what was going on here. And later on, the guy, he couldn't even look at anybody. He was just, his eyes were back and forth, and he was really struggling and had a hard time. And we shared with them, you know, you have the opportunity to be on the right side of history. A lot of the officers there were also doing the same thing. And so it was really hard for them. They wouldn't make eye contact. They were looking down while things were going on. They had a really hard time sharing their what they were doing. And we just shared with them, you're pushing indigenous people off. These people have a right to be on their own homelands. This is the Broken Treaty Land, 1851. This is their own homelands. And so the officers, they just would not look at anybody while this was going on. So let's just get some footage going here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start playing the footage we got.
This is the shotgun. That's definitely. This is
It was a shotgun blast. What you had witnessed was a shotgun blast. People went to their aid and they were helping them, and they were trying to get over there and make sure they were okay. And that was one of the hardest things that they were having to do relative. So there's many of the video footage that we have here. Here's the pictures of the area. People linking hands, both native and non-native relatives. Actually, go over to the side. There's right here is this is a Bismarck reporter that was also in there, and she was having a hard time also witnessing what was going on. Everything they were witnessing was happening right in front of them. People's hands were up. It was really hard to witness. I know a lot of these officers had a hard time. I also knew one of the officers when I was journalizing him. You know, he was wearing a mask, and I knew him. I seen him. Physically seen with my own two eyes and knew who he was, but he was masked up, and I recognized him by his eyes. And then he pointed at me, and that's when we knew that they were going to try to come get me. Oh, what are you doing?
showing the prayer circle.
Okay. The what?
The prayer circle.
Okay, so right here we're going to show a prayer circle. So relatives, right here, we're going to get out of this for a second, and we're going to go over to this side and continue to show the footage. This is how a lot of the ones were dressed as well, the military. I think what the hardest thing to do is, I think a lot of them were Dakota Access Pipeline workers mixed in with the police. But they were the ones that were heavily covered, that you couldn't even see who they were. So relatives, many of the footage that you're witnessing is live footage of, we're going to give you an interview here where I asked one of the tribal members what he thought.
Treaty land right now, how do you feel with them coming on treaty land? How do you feel in your own land of your ancestors? How do you feel?
I feel disrespected. I feel hurt. You know, I feel this hurt that these guys won't never understand. You know, I'm trying to tell them, but You know, the only reason why we're moving back is because they're armed, batons, tear gas, riot gear, weapons, rubber bullets. That's what it takes for them to push us back. They carry weapons because they're scared.
What does this land mean to you, this traditional land?
This land means everything. Look at over there, all the buffalo. Look at all those buffalo. Look at all those buffalo
What we were witnessing, relatives, was the buffalo were running in the background. The buffalo were running forward is what we witnessed. I want to show what everyone did was started just getting empowered by what they witnessed.
What does this land mean to you, this...
One of the most empowering things to see is that the buffalo were running behind everybody. Right now, relatives, we're going to get out of there and we're going to play a song and we're going to try to get organized and get everything we need. We're going to try to get everything organized right now, relatives.
Treat us being broken, no respect the honor.